Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And as you already know, we are doing this series on IELTS preparation. And in my last video, we looked at tips how to improve your writing skills. I hope you've looked at that. If not, please go ahead. It's really nice and interesting. So go ahead, have a look, and then you come back to watch this one. And in this, we are going to be talking about vocabulary. So today I am focusing on vocab when you're going to be talking in regards to your books or your movies. That's what I am looking at. But this is one tip that I would like everybody to do in regards to improving your vocabulary is try learning 3 or at least 5 or at least 3 words every single day. So you look for a new word, look for its meaning, and then you form a sentence. And when I say you form a sentence, I don't mean that you form a simple sentence. I want you to form some complex sentence, and then you should be the subject of the sentence. Okay, so try doing that, and this is one way that is going to, that word will get fixed in your brain. Okay, so 3 or 5 depending on what you want to do. So I would say start with 3 and then go on to 5. Okay, and now without wasting time, we will go to our presentation. Okay, so no more board work. I'm taking you to my presentation, and again I'll walk you through it. So let's go. Starting with our adjectives to describe books and films. So you can describe your books or you can describe your films with them. So the first word here is your action-packed. Something that is full of action. My brother loves action-packed movies. Probably that's why his favorite film is Terminator. How many of you actually like Terminator? I'm sure there are loads. Okay, so something action-packed, full of action. Now we have addictive. So when a book or a movie is addictive, that means you quickly become addicted to it. Like an example here, Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling are so addictive. I couldn't stop after the first book and read all volumes. Again, Harry Potter, I'm sure all of you have read it or seen movies. All right, very, very addictive. I just binge watch them over Christmas, all of them together. Okay, then we have creepy, producing a sensation of uneasiness or fear or scary. So Noah finds Stephen King's stories creepy. So something which is creepy, so that sensation of that, oh, there's fear or you're scared or some kind of uneasiness. That's what creepy. So you can describe creepy, like Halloween. So creepy, lots of creepy things around you will be able to see. Now, the next word is your dreary, something which is gloomy or depressing. So remember, guys, you can describe your books, you can describe your films, and you can also describe weather with dreary, something, the weather is really dreary. I can't stand dramas. This is your describing your movie, thrillers, and other dreary movies, something which is gloomy and depressing. Futuristic, something which tells about future. And Star Wars movie is futuristic and dynamic. Again, I'm sure lots of Star Wars fan. Okay, something which is heartbreaking, that breaks your heart and evokes sad emotions. When my aunt watched Titanic, she cried all day. It's such a heartbreaking movie. That's true, actually. I remember crying a lot when I watched Titanic. So something which is heartbreaking, breaks your heart, evokes lots of sad emotions. Okay, so these words are going to come handy if you're doing your writing, you're describing a movie, or you're describing your favorite book, or reading in general. So these are the words. Again, you can use them when you're doing your speaking as well. Maybe your examiner is going to ask you about your favorite movie, or you did some kind of a project with that. So that's it. Okay, then you have your intense, a book or a film loaded with actions and emotions that evokes strong feelings. The play's plot was very intense. Just a minute after a couple had a quarrel in the forest, the secret lover appeared and started a firefight. Oh my God, really intense. Lots of emotions, okay? So it was full of action, something which is which is full of drama, lots of things together, very intense. Okay, then we have tear jerking. Okay, so as the word says, tear jerking, something that's really tragic and makes you cry. My sister is very emotional. I would rather watch a comedy with her than a tear jerking movie. Okay, so tear jerking, something that makes you cry. It's something very sad. Titanic can be a tear jerker as well. Yeah. Okay, then we have a thought-provoking, a book or a film that makes you think of new ideas or that changes your attitude to something. So that's what thought-provoking means. So it makes you think. You watch something and you have to ponder on, like you start thinking about maybe your choices in life or just about anything. Okay, so which can evoke that feeling in you, that it makes you think about something. Ray Bradbury's novel, Fahrenheit 451, is deeply thought-provoking. I had to rethink my attitude to legislation and censorship after I read it. Okay, from cover to cover. So from the first page to the last page. I'm a slow reader, so it takes me a lot of time to read a book from cover to cover. So from first to the last page, from cover to cover, like it says. So again, you're describing what kind of reader you are, slow reader, fast reader, from cover to cover. Page turner, okay, good one. A book which is so good that you cannot stop reading it. My sister recommended me a great book. It was such a page turner that I read it in one day. So that's what a page turner is. Can you think of a book that you read which was a page turner? Think. And maybe you can write in the comment box. Okay, now we're going to be talking about plot. So we all know what a plot is, storyline of a book or a film. And how can you talk about the plot of a film or a book? So something which is intricate plot. Okay, a very complex labyrinthine plot. The famous Leo Tolstoy's novel, War and Peace, has a very intricate plot. It tells the story of 5 different families and comprises of 4 volumes. So something which is very complex. All right, that's what intricate plot is. Now we talk about subordinate or subplot. Sometimes you have a movie which is like a main plot, what is going on, like a love story between 2 people, and then you have subordinate plots. So maybe they have their friends or their family, and something is going on in there. So you have your main plot and then you have your subordinate plots. A plot that is related to but less important than the main plot of a story. Ernest Hemingway's novel, The Sun Also Rises, tells a love story of a man and a woman. However, the book involves many subordinate plots that raises questions about physical and spiritual affinity, transracial relationships, and anti-Semitism. Okay, so I'm not sure how many of you have read it, but it's a lovely book. Okay, so then we have our threadbare plot, something which is simple and which is primitive plot. So, which is not, there's when you have threadbare plot, something which is not very exciting or something, that's what you mean by threadbare plot, very simple. So like an example sentence, the movie's plot was threadbare, but cutely disarming in its own way. So there's nothing special about it. It was very simple, but that's why they said, but cutely disarming. So sometimes we don't want something extremely intricate or really out of this world. Simple things can be nice as well. So that's what they mean here. Okay, and when you want to talk about plot, how things are happening, what is happening, so unraveling of the plot, the way in which a story develops over time. Okay, so that's when you say unraveling of the plot. I first thought Jack London's novel, Martin Eden, to be pretty straightforward. However, the plot unraveled in a very unpredicted way. Okay, so again, when what is happening page by page, when you discover what is happening. So that's when unraveling of things happen. Okay, so now we have some useful idioms. So the first one, don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, so a metaphorical phrase which means you shouldn't judge someone or something by its appearance alone. So when I first met Sam, I didn't find him handsome, but as people say, don't judge a book by its cover. He turned out to be the most interesting person I have ever met, and we married soon. Oh, that happens, isn't it? You meet somebody and then you maybe the looks are not very impressive, you don't like them, but then eventually you turn out to be best buddies because that person is really nice. So that's what they mean. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, to catch the latest movie, again, like a phrase, something that, latest movie. To see a movie that has just come out, so we need to hurry up if we want to catch the latest movie. This one is good. To flick through. What do you mean by flick through? To look quickly through a book. When you're not paying attention and just flipping pages, that's when you are flicking through. So I flicked through my notes to prepare for the exam as didn't have time to study properly. That happens with most of us, isn't it? Okay, so to know someone like a book, to know something extremely well. So I live in the city for my whole life and I know it like a book. Okay, so when you know something extremely well, that's when you know it like a book. To read between the lines, to understand the hidden meaning about something. Okay, when somebody's not saying something, but you can still read like what is happening because you know that person so well. So we'll look at an example. When I broke up with my girlfriend, I didn't want anyone to know that, but Tom saw us in different corners of the classroom and read everything between the lines. He's very discerning. Okay, so Tom, he was a friend and he could tell that there is something wrong. Something is not right here. Okay. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you have learned something today, and next time you're going to describe your book or your movies, don't forget to use the new vocab that you learned today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Until we meet next time. Bye for now.